Mama Selena for African Daisy, and it is another Money Monday. So this Money Monday, I just wanted to take you along with me as I go, and I'm gonna get some lunch for Selena. This is her first day back from the holiday, or I don't know even what you call this, midterm break, I guess. And then, so this is her first day back, so I'm gonna get her some lunch, drop that off at school, and then I had Brian and I were going through our stuff, just trying to get rid of the things that we don't want, that we're just taking up space. And so anyway, I'm going to go drop that off at my friend's house, and after I do that, so that's the plan. But I wanted to talk about in lieu of money, what do you do? Oh my goodness, this road is so bumpy. What do you do when you are trying to, like, so I guess I don't know that I'm gonna have an answer for this, but this is my thoughts. So, we're moving forward, we're trying to move forward. What do you do when you're trying to move forward in your life, in every area of your life, and things seem to come and stop you? Like, for example, Brian and I are exercising, and we've been exercising every morning. Well, the other week, last week, I got stung by something, I don't even know what it was, on the top of my foot, and it swelled, and was not able to walk on it, and only now am I able to walk on it, and the swelling's going down, but anyway, if I'm on it for too long and all that stuff, it gives me some issues. So sometimes, things like that. So, with health-wise, it's like, okay, now we were on track, we were like making progress. Now all of a sudden it feels so frustrating that something had to, like, stop that for a minute. We're gonna keep getting back on track. But I think, so what about when your finances, when you're trying to get your finances in order, and you're trying to make money, and then something happens. For example, the guy that's we have someone working on our clothing racks, and anyway, there was a death in the family of one of the guys working for him, which is really sad. So when you have a death of a family member, or you have something comes your way, and you're like, you feel like you're going forward, and now it feels like you're going backwards. What do you do? And I really actually did not have an answer, and I was thinking, like, I don't think I even have an answer for this, but I did want to talk about it. But as I'm talking about this, I think one of the things that I'm realizing, if you look in the book of Daniel, and it talks about when Daniel what he always did, right? He always went to his window, opened the window towards Jerusalem, and prayed. And so he did that, right? And then when they made the law saying that they could not worship any other god but the king, what did he do? He went back and did what he always did. He went back and did what he always did. He opened the window towards Jerusalem, got down on his knees and prayed, right? He went back and prayed. He talked to God. God is a faithful God, and we don't stop praying because, the law says. We don't stop, I don't know, whatever. Like, we do what God says, right? And God is a good Father. So I just want to encourage us that, so for us, the feeling is a little bit like, okay, so what are we going to do? So as soon as my foot is healed, what are we going to do? We are going to go back to what we have been doing. We're gonna walk, we're gonna continue walking, and while my leg is, I'm propping my leg, and while I'm doing all that, we're eating healthy. We are, doing things to help the process, right? And so we're gonna go back and continue. Same with our finances. It feels, there are moments for us anyway, it feels like things are going, at times it's like things seem to be going backwards. But what I've realized, or what we realized, is the importance of getting back, just going back and doing what we always do. So, and sometimes maybe you say what we used to do. Like sometimes, you know, you can know that you've always, you know, you worship God and you do what, and then you get distracted by things, right? And getting back on track, getting back to our first love, and getting on track, and getting down on our knees again, and focus on Him. Sometimes there is nothing physically more that we can do other than trust the fact that God is who He says He is. And I think a lot of times we you know, we actually don't trust God as much as He is, as much as we need to. So anyway, so my assessment or my thought process is this: let's go back and do what we've always been doing, right? So if we get delayed in an area, that's okay. Let's just get back on track when we can. Do what we can in the meantime. I'm turning, sir. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm turning. So I'm turning, sir. So anyway, let's get back on track, right? And then the other thing is this: when and with our finances, if you feel like, oh my God, like I can't go forward, get on our knees. Let's bring it to the Lord, because this is the reality of all of it. God is our provider. It doesn't matter if you believe in God or don't believe in God. God is our provider, and He's the one that provides. And so when we understand that, and you say, no, but I do this job. Yeah, you do this job, and we're to do a job. We are to work, right? We are to do those things. But I just want to encourage us to understand that when we're doing everything that we can do, that the next thing that when we don't understand it, or when we don't know what to do, then the next thing we need to do is we need to to get down on our knees and trust Him in the process. And I know some of you are like, you just are into this Jesus thing, you're just all religion, blah 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 blah. That doesn't practically help me. Okay, it does actually, but you have to really decide that you're gonna either choose to follow Jesus or not. So if you want to actually do what God is saying, because you can be stressed out, and what is that going to do for you? The Bible says do not worry, right? It tells us not to worry. So what good is it going to be for you to be stressed out? It won't not help you. Okay, sir, please go. Thank you. So it won't help you to be stressed out, to be worried, because God tells us not to worry about tomorrow, you know. So I just want to encourage you in that we need to so it actually is true, it actually works, and it's not because all my circumstances are working out perfectly. I'm saying this because not everything is working out as I wish it would work out. Let me just say, a lot of things have not worked out the way we wish they would have worked out, or we want them to be working out, or all of the above, okay? It's because things, we do not want to allow our circumstances to dictate our trust in God. We do not need to let our circumstances dictate the fact that God says He'll never leave us, He'll never forsake us. God says that He will always provide. God says that. So I can stand on that. And the best time to trust Him, the best time to know it's true is when things are not going as we wish they would go. So I just want to encourage you in that, and let's just trust God. So anyway, I am almost at my first stop, but anyway, thank you for coming along with me, and I hope that you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.